Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we are going to improve our attacking ability by looking at a number of important ideas in the game, which a student of mine and I played together a couple of days ago. Once again, we're featuring Ethan. Ethan is currently rated over 1600 USCF. He doubled his rating in a little more than a year, which maybe not more, in about a year. And I can't wait how much more he will, to see how much more he will improve. And this is a game which he and I played a few days ago. Let's take a look. So we have e4, g6, normal chess with the idea of bishop g7. And when your opponent lets you, you want to control the center. So we did. Pawn z4, pawn z6, knight c3, nothing special, bishop g7. And now might has many attacking setups, but I want to show you one of them, which I hope you can use in your games, which is bishop e3. And the idea of this move is to play queen z2, castle long, connect the bishop and the queen over here, play f3. Sometimes you don't need f3, sometimes you do, and start a pawn storm with g4, h4, h5. Sometimes you don't need g4 either. And in this game, we will see how this attacking concept plays out. Our opponent played knight f6, very reasonable, King's Indian setup. In this case, it's the Pirc. The knight can go here sometimes, so we played pawn f3. It's a multi-purpose move. It stops knight here, also prepares g4. Our opponent castled. We played queen z2, preparing to castle. Opponent plays knight d7, typical King's Indian ideas. Connected with c5 and e5. We castled long, opposite side castling, which means a pawn storm is about to take place. c6 by our opponent, preparing queen a5, maybe preparing pawn b5. We played bishop h6. There are 2 points behind this move. One, we want to trade off this bishop, which defends the king. And number 2, we want to play h4, h5 without black blocking us by playing h5 himself. Our opponent played b5, idea of queen a5, idea of b4, idea of queen takes pawn. We played h5, continuing our plan. Our opponent did something weird. By the way, if he allows this, this can get really fun very quickly. Let's pretend queen a5. Let's pretend pawn h5. Let's pretend knight takes. In this position, very useful idea to remember, we can sacrifice the rook. After takes, we have queen g5, and this is game over. Let's go back. So opponent played knight h5 instead, but knight h5, yes, it stops this, but it's a matter of time until the pawn gets here and forces the knight away. Black has ideas of maybe trading this knight for the bishop, which sometimes can be very useful. We play knight e2. Why? Because b4 will happen, so the knight will need to move. If we move this knight to e2, one of the knights needs to go here, because we want to stop his knight from jumping here. If this knight goes here after b4, this knight cannot retreat, which is why we chose this move. Opponent play bishop b7, which does not make any sense, because I don't know what this bishop is really doing here. And we play g4. And in opposite color, in opposite side castling, you want to pawn storm your the position of your opponent's king. We're halfway there. Black kind of serve has not started yet. That's important. Okay. Opponent dropped the knight back to f6. And we played h5. Again, very simple chess. We are trying to open up the black king. Black played e5, which I guess is a chess move, but it does not really stop our plans. Although it's unclear to figure out what actually does stop those plans. We took. The point is simple. Now this rook plays chess. Black takes with the f-pawn. Maybe he can run away. Maybe he can bring the rook and defend sideways. We brought the knight. Computer does not think it's the best move. But it's certainly useful. The point is, if we go back, we want to take, we want to check, and then we want to kick this knight. But if we kick it, it will go here. So the point of knight g3 is to take control of this square. Opponent takes on d4. It's all very slow. White attack is much faster now. We take the bishop. The king loses its defender. King takes. Queen check. King goes to g8. g5. If the knight does not move here, white checkmate. So the knight has to go to h5. Which he does. And now we took. Black took. We took again. We're threatening mate. Mate is stopped. But now you need to bring more pieces into the attack. So bishop h3 with the idea of bishop e6. Opponent improves his knight. Bishop e6 is played. Black goes to the corner. And now very simple move, pawn g6 using the spin. Notice the bishop covers this square. So the threat is simple check and then mate with the rook. If black takes with the knight, we'll simply take the knight. But black's move is even worse. It doesn't deal with the checkmate at all. And we simply checkmate it. Queen takes, rook mates. A couple of ideas I wanted to remember from this game. Remember this setup with queen z2, castle, bishop h6, and pushing the pawn. It will serve you well. In opposite side castling, usually you want to do a quick pawn storm. I hope you learned something from this game, which you can use in your own games. To Ethan, you're incredible. I cannot wait to see how good you will be. Thank you all. Please like, please subscribe. I will be back soon. Thank you.